All right, so we're gonna get started like we always do in a child's pose. So that means settling your hips towards your heels and prioritizing your forehead heavy on your mat. And today you might spread your knees apart and feel your chest drop between your thighs. You might squeeze your knees together tight and create a shelf for your spine to gently round over. You might bring your arms by your sides with your palms facing up, or out in front of you with your palms facing down and elbows bent out to the sides. And for that option, I recommend choosing the one that allows the tops of your shoulders to soften, so that the sensation of softness can creep up to the sides of your neck, up to your inner ears, until you can feel your brain get heavier inside of your skull. Because that's when you start to illuminate a mindfulness that doesn't just live in between your two ears. It's in every single cell of your body. And for this hour, we illuminate this intelligence with vibrational qualities of the breath. We'll start with one together. Please exhale with an S8. Allow an inhale to rush in through your nose. Coat your throat, fill you up. Now from below your navel, H-A. Gently rock your forehead side to side on the mat, massaging that space between your eyebrows and feeling your brain get even heavier inside of your skull. If your arms are not outstretched in front of you already, go ahead and crawl your fingers forward. And then everyone, crawl your fingers so far forward that your elbows lift up off the mat, and then your wrists lift up off the mat like you have tennis balls underneath your palms. Okay, keep pressing hips back and down as you keep crawling fingers forwards. You yawn open the sides of your body. You might even intentionally soften your armpits. We're going to work into a lot of back bending today. Softening your armpits is actually a pretty helpful part of that. All right, now with your eyes closed, press your palms back down and shift onto all fours for your tabletop. Shoulders stack over wrists, hips over your knees. As you inhale, draw your belly towards the floor and gaze up to the ceiling for your cow tilt. And as you exhale, round your spine, pull your belly in a lot, shoulder blades spread across your back. Nice. Inhale, open your chest, stretch your throat, arch it. Exhale, slow, shove the floor away, tail under, chin under. Nice. Take that a few more times on your own. Or if there's another way that you would like to move here, feel free to move towards what feels good. I like to circle my hips and shoulders and neck spine. If you work at a computer a lot, it might feel really nice to flip your fingers towards to face your knees and stretch your wrists a bit. Yeah, and do it with your eyes closed. So you really start to move in a way that's not predicated on what anyone else looks like or your idea of what it should look like. Right? This hour, it's about how it feels. Indulge in it. Okay, come back to your neutral tabletop, please. Fingers face forward. Low belly pulls in to support your lower back. Now curl your toes under and hover your knees 2 inches up off the mat. We're gonna light up the core here. So pull your low belly up and in towards your spine. Feel your shoulder blades spread across your back as you continue to shove the floor away. And if it starts to feel a little fiery, this is what we're going for, right? Go deeper into your experience for 5, 4, 3, 2. Tabletop, please. And then cat-cow a few more times to move that energy that you just built up all around. And then pause in a neutral spine so you're not back bending or rounding. And pull your low belly in for support. And then extend your right foot back and your left foot back, upper push-up plank. So shoulders over your wrists, hips in line with your shoulders. You want to keep your pelvic bone neutral here. This requires effort to draw your pubic bone forward towards your navel and lengthen your tail towards your heels. Pull up on the fronts of your thighs. Firm up your belly. Fingers spread wide. Slowly inhale to shift the weight a little forward. Slower exhale to lower just halfway. Pause when you get there for a moment. Smooth inhale for upward dog. We're here for a few breaths. Kick the tops of your feet down until your thighs lift up off the mat. Draw your shoulders back and down. Puff the sides of your ribs forward. Take an inhale to stretch your throat, stretch from toes to eyeballs. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high, heels low, and move it around when you get there. Bend one knee and then the other. Maybe bend both knees at once a few times, broaden through your lower back. And then clean it up, find some stability inside of it. Hips high, heels low. Feet are about 6 inches apart. You can imagine your skull would fit there. Bend your knees slightly, stick your butt up higher, and feel the slope of your spine lengthen. Use your arm strength to shift some of the weight into your legs. Pull your low belly in towards your spine and imagine the contents in your belly could slide into your rib cage and support your shoulders. Okay, now walk your feet forward just a few inches until your feet are flat on your mat. So you're in this like shorter downward dog shape. Take your left hand and grab for your right ankle and move into a gentle twist here as you pull your face under your right armpit. You might have to grab for your calf, whatever you can to pull yourself in a little deeper. And then if you want the balance challenge, you can start to lift your left leg up behind you. Good, if you lifted up the leg, put it back down. And then switch. So take your right hand and grab for your left leg. Good, if you grab for the outside of the foot, you might be able to bend your elbow and pull yourself in deeper. And then if possible, you go ahead and lift your right leg up. Yeah, that's it. Jason looks great. Jason, think about a lengthening through your middle back a little bit more. So yes, and then pull your further away ribs more towards the computer. There we go. Good. All right, if you lifted up your leg, put it back down. Downward dog. Good, and then walk forward to the front of your mat. Hang heavy when you get there. If feet a comfortable distance apart, maybe grabbing at opposite elbow, maybe interlacing your fingers at the base of your skull. And then relax your arms if you haven't yet. Place 2 fists in between your feet. Make a capital letter H with them. Now make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Hands on shins or thighs. Stop when your spine feels flat and breathe here. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your armpits from your hip bones. That looks great, Tina. Soften the backs of your knees a little more and lengthen out of your middle back a little more. Good. Inhale, rock the weight more forward. Nice, Rick. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Now on your inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips back, sit your hips down, arms up, right? And yeah, we're just starting to warm things up. So I don't really care how low you sit, right? I care that you do this with the intention of waking up the basement of your body. So close your eyes and imagine that you have a paper towel between your feet you're trying to pull apart and a block between your inner thighs that you're trying to squeeze together. Draw your sitting bones energetically towards your heels. Lengthen through your tail. Pull your low belly in and reach through your pinky fingers to squeeze straighter through your inner elbows. Now take a smooth inhale to sit lower and reach further. Gentle exhale to stand up and pause in your mountain pose, eyes closed. And the first thing you might notice really woke up is the heart rate here. If it feels like it's beating out of your chest, don't go chasing after it. Slow down your exhales and it will always come back home. Feel for a root to rise. Push your heels down, lift the back of your heart taller. Lengthen through your tail. And if you energetically pull up on the space in front of your sitting bones, you can find a pathway of energy up through your spine and the crown of your head. Good, spread your fingers wide, energize your palms. Then flutter your eyes open, look up to the ceiling. Inhale, get 10 feet tall and stretch back. Open your heart, your throat, hips forward, arms back. And then dive forward for a forward fold. Dive over bent knees and swing your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers and let your arms fall away from you. You can bend your knees to send your arms further away. You can squeeze your shoulder blades behind you to deepen the stretch across your chest. Let your head hang heavier than you already think it is. Take another inhale across your collarbones. Exhale, hands to lower back to release them down. And inhale, sit back and down, arms up, chair pose. Last time here. So now that you have the structure of it, go deeper into the experience, which might mean for you sitting back and down a little bit further. Yeah. And then if you squeeze your arms straighter, can you sit even a little bit lower? Good. Eyes closed. Because more than anything I'll ever say to you, that conversation between you and you is the most valid and valuable thing you've got going. Say hello. Let the breath move, get to know it. Take a sweet inhale to sit low and reach up. Exhale, stand up, right into your back bend. Inhale, lift up, look back, reach back, and then dive forward for your forward fold. All right, bring your big toes together to touch. Squeeze your knees together if possible. And then inhale, sit back and down. Arms up, palms pressed for your thunderbolts. So some ways might be more challenging. You have a smaller base of support here. However, you have the added stability of pushing your knees in towards one another, squeezing your inner thighs together. So maybe as you squeeze the knees together, you can sit your hips a little lower. Now with your thumbs only crossed like a prayer, energetically spiral your biceps towards your face. So you soften your shoulders as you stretch your wrists away from them. Sit lower and reach taller. Now stand up. Inhale, look back, reach back, smaller base of support. Notice the difference. And then dive forward whenever you're ready. Find your forward fold. Half lift on your inhale, floss out your spine. And then hands down, walk or hop back to move through your flow. If you're hopping back, land with your elbows bent. Big inhale and upward facing dog, shoulders roll back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now exhale all your air out with an SH. Taking a slow, full inhale. And HA. Keep your left heel heavy. Float your right leg up. And then just keep lifting it higher, higher, higher. Kick your legs apart. Bend your knee, roll open your hip, and move it around. You can make some circles with your knee to mobilize your hip. You can roll out your ankle or wiggle your toes. All right, now squeeze your right leg straight up and back. Come high onto your left toes and step your right foot in between your hands. Land it silently. Dial your left heel down and inhale, rise up for your warrior one. Use your exhale to arrive and sit lower into your lunge. Okay, draw your right hip a little up and back. Left hip rolls down and forward. That's it, Lior. Yeah. Almost like your inner thighs are a pair of scissors and you're trying to shut them. Tail lengthens down. Low belly pulls in to support it. That looks great, Sophia. Arms a little straighter. Nice. All right, sit a little lower. Now listen closely. Take an inhale to lift your chest, look back and reach back. And then release your hands down. Step your right foot back to meet your left, feet together, and roll over to your left side. Lift your right arm for side arm balance, stacking heels, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Good. Push your hips up, 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 up. Rotate your right bicep over your right ear. Float your right leg up off your left. And if you're a big fan of catching your knee or your toe, you're welcome to explore it, but try to stay with it as you simply switch your gaze and look up to the ceiling. Nice, Thea. Take an inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, back to upper push-up. Keep exhaling to lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Puff the sides of your ribs forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now seamlessly inhale your left leg up, keeping right heel heavy at first. Good. And then you can bend your knee, roll open your hip. And for as much of this practice as you do with eyes closed, you'll cultivate your ability to be internally focused and externally aware. Inhale, stretch your left leg up high, come onto your right toes. Exhale, step your left foot in between your hands, back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale to arrive. Heavy your heels. Sit a little bit lower into your lunge. That looks great, Marissa. Pull up on that back leg even more, girl. Yeah, like close your eyes and actually feel for pushing your back foot into the mat as you pull up on the muscles of your back leg and spiral your right hip more forward. Now arms squeeze straighter, hips a little lower. Inhale, lift your chest, look back, reach back. Exhale, hands down, left foot meets right, feet together, and roll over to your right side. Lift your left arm. Yeah, really push the hips up, targeting warming up the sides of the body here. Looks nice, Travis. Left bicep over your left ear. Yes, Amita, and left leg up off of your right. Find whatever variation you're into, but hold what you've got as you simply switch your gaze and look up. Inhale to stay. Exhale back to upper push-up. Keep exhaling to lower halfway. Sweet inhale, upward facing dog. Roll shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog. And keep moving. Warrior one and side plank. Right side and left side. And although, we meet back in downward facing dog, can you move as if there were no destination to get to? Because the conscious breath that guides your yoga practice has no destination to get to. Your breath is something that is always with you, that we so often take for granted because it's always there. But it's a tool that you're born with. And in this way, your breath is kind of like peace or like love, right? Things that every human being inherently has, but doesn't always exercise as the first choice. So just for 1 hour, choose it. Choose breath. Choose love. And keep choosing it until it becomes a way of being again, if you notice that it's something you've lost along the way. You're back in downward dog. If it's available, please exhale all your air out. Taking a deep, full inhale. And HA. Inhale your right leg up. Come on to your left toes and step your right foot in between your hands. Back heel down. Inhale to stand up for your warrior one. And exhale to peel it open for your warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back, and maybe you take a little bit of a bigger step here. Okay, sit low into your lunge. Feel for your heels pressing down through the earth and energetically in towards one another. Feel your inner thighs light up. Feel supported in your basement so that you can sit a little bit lower, knowing that you've got that support. Reach with the undersides of your arms and allow your shoulders to feel weightless. Rotate your chin a little bit more forward over your right fingers. Now inhale, flip your right palm up, reach forward. And exhale to stretch straight up. Inhale to then reach for the back wall and sustain it here. Keep your right heel heavy and your right knee bent so you have something to stretch away from. Butt under, belly in to support this side body stretch. And squeeze your right arm even straighter if you can. Take a smooth inhale, sit lower, reach back further. Slower exhale to cartwheel your hands down. Continue to exhale as you step back and lower halfway. Big inhale and upward dog, open your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through, back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Chin over left shoulder. Eyes closed. Heels drive down, tail anchors down. So yes, to some degree, there is some bearing down here, but just as much as you're bearing down, there has to be a pulling up, right? There's a push and a pull. So heels down, tail down. And again, energetically pull up on the space in front of your sitting bones. Pull up on the space behind your heart. Lift through the backs of your ears. Chin a little bit more forward. Inhale, flip your left palm up, reach forward. Exhale, stretch straight up. Inhale to reach for the back wall and sustain it here. Yeah, and if I ever say something like that just doesn't resonate, like energetically pull up on a space in front of your sitting bones, that's fine. Imagine it. And that's how you plant the seeds to one day have the experience of it. Inhale, sit lower, reach back further, stretch. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Try to use that same exhale to step back and lower. And then continue your flow and continue to move. Warrior one, warrior two, and reverse. And don't miss a single sensation. You know, when we come onto your yoga mats, we rarely have any idea of how it's going to show up and how it's going to feel. So if you're like, wow, I am not feeling this the way that I thought I would today, or if you're like, wow, I really didn't want to do my practice, but I'm really glad I did, hold it lightly. Give permission for it to move and to change, and be willing to witness those shifts. Because how you feel, it's a lot like the weather. We don't have very much control over it. Yes, to some degree, our feelings are predicated on past experiences, but if you got to choose how you feel, I don't know, I would choose like 76 and sunny every single day. What you do choose is how you show up for yourself and other people in light of how you feel. Whether that means staying in down dog a little bit longer than you might have anticipated, or whether that means taking a child's pose if you know that that is what best serves you right now. And wherever you are, if it's available, please exhale with an SH. Take it a deep, sweet inhale, hold it at the top. Then HA. Ripple forward to an upper push-up plank. Replace your hands with your elbows for a forearm plank, elbows underneath your shoulders. You might interlace your fingers or keep your palms flat, but look at your thumbs. We'll come into a dolphin pose from here. Start to walk your feet in towards your elbows. It might not be very much. It might be more than you thought. But when you're done walking in, stay there. Drop your head heavy between your biceps and keep pushing out of your shoulders. Now share the weight between your arms and your legs. And push fronts of thighs towards backs of thighs to open the backs of your legs. Stay with it for 5. You will like what's next for 4, 3, chest towards thighs a little more, 2. Yeah, child's pose. Knees down, arms forward. And can you go from 100% effort to 0% effort so swiftly, all of the numbers in between are erased? Because when it comes to commitment, 100% and 0%, they're the exact same thing. Please exhale all your old efforts away. Inhale, new awareness. HA. Okay, downward dog, please. Yawn your way into it. And body's already different now, right? You have so much potential and ability to change your body. Close your eyes. What's different? What's new? Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot outside your right hand. We'll come into side angle. Dial your left heel down, and inhale, float your left arm up, starting to work into the inner hip here. Push your arm into your leg and your leg back into your arm. Use your right butt to kind of tuck it under and lean your chest more back. We'll come into a bind from here. So rotate from your left shoulder to drop your left arm behind you. And either thread your right arm underneath your thigh to hold hands with yourself. But if your chest is dropping towards the floor, you might bring right elbow onto right thigh instead and go for a half bind. Looks good, Sarah. Yes, Ellie. Good. All right, take an inhale to roll your chest open. Come back to side angle, right hand down, left arm up. Get your hips a little bit lower if you can. Look down at your right hands. Now squeeze it up into your warrior two. Hips stay low, arms stay strong. And squeeze your right leg straight. Toe heel your left foot in a little bit. Inhale, reach forward, forward, forward. Exhale, right hand, right shin, left palm open for your triangle. Now, if you have another variation you like to do, like grabbing the big toe, you're welcome to. But if you keep your hand on your shin, pull up on your shin skin, tuck your right butt under, reach out of your left shoulder, and bring your chin a little bit more towards it. Take another inhale, broaden through your collarbones. Pyramid pose. Two hands frame your right foot. Pivot your left toes towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, fold over your front leg. Now you can put a bend into your right knee so that your belly touches your thigh. And then using your exhales, little by slowly, you start to squeeze the leg straighter. Draw right hip up and back, left hip down and forward so hips stay squared. If you want to go deeper, you can pick up your right toes so you're balancing on your heel and pull them towards your shin. Yes, Rick, get it. If you picked up your toes, put the foot back down. Lengthen your spine forward as you step your left foot back and right foot to meet it. Upper push-up. Good, then lower halfway down. Inhale for your up dog. Exhale for your downward dog. Head hangs heavy. Belly pulls in. Let's take a breath here. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, hold it. AJ. Inhale your left leg up. Step your foot outside your left hand. Back heel down. Side angle. Right arm floats open. Chest peels open. Good. Keep it really active. Push leg into arm and arm into leg. Reach the center of your chest more forward and lean your right ribs more back. Rotate from your right shoulder, drop your right arm behind you, and find your bind, whether that means left elbow comes onto your left thigh or you thread your left arm underneath. Yes, Sarah, really nice. Your wrist is a little bent though. Can you rotate so your whole palm is facing away from you? That's the difference. Yes. Now, if you can, everyone, hips a little bit lower. Good, straighten that right arm if you can, Sophia. Inhale, look up to roll open. And come back to side angle. Left hand down, right arm up. Look down at your left hands. Keep your hips low. Come on up, warrior two. Yes, 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 good. All right, squeeze the left leg straight. Inhale to reach forward, forward, forward. Exhale, left hand, left shin. Right palm open for triangle. And again, if you pull up on your shin skin, tuck your left butt under. Lengthen your tail towards your back heel. Firm up your belly and bring your chin to your right shoulder. Try to look at the back of your right hand with your left eyeball. All right, stretch your arms apart. Pyramid, two hands frame your left foot. Step the back foot in a couple inches. And then lengthen your spine forward and bow your body forward. Again, you can bend that left knee if you'd like. If you straighten the leg, maybe you balance on the heel, pull your toes towards your shin. But either way, put a little bit more weight in your left foot, like you're taking a step onto it, to draw left hip up and back and right hip down and forward. That's it, Rick. Really nice. All right, inhale, lengthen out of your waist, half lift sensation. Step your right foot back and left foot to meet it. Lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Puff the sides of your ribs forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Exhale away anything you no longer need. Inhale everything good. And HA. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, look past your hands, walk or hop forward. Half lift, long spine. Nice. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together. Just for a moment, inhale, sit low, arms up, palms pressed for thunderbolt. And then stand straight up. Separate your hands. Identify your left arm and swing it under your right. Eagle wrap your arms. Cross your elbows, cross your wrists. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, between your eyebrows and a little higher. Weight in the heels, lift up your chest, and look back to go back. Really pull your elbows up off your chest so we mobilize that sticky middle upper back. Weight in the heels. Use your glutes and the thighs underneath them. Inhale, look back a little further. Slowly come on up. Fingers below your nose. Sit back and down into your seat and lift your left leg up and over your right. Squeeze high at your inner thighs. Pull your left hip up and back, right hip down and forward. And then slowly hinge forward. Once your left elbow touches your left, unravel your arms, palms face down by your sides. Keep your gaze steady. Lift your left leg up and extend it behind you for airplane. Make a capital letter T with your body. Firm belly. Bring your hands to heart center like a prayer. Put a deep bend into your right knee and land in a high lunge. All 10 toes point forward. Inhale to rotate your rib cage to the right. Exhale to hook left elbow over right thigh for your prayer twist. Once you're here, you might fly away or bind the arms if you'd like. But keep your back leg really strong and pick your left hip up towards the ceiling as you roll your left ribs under. All right, go a little deeper in the final moments. And slowly bring it back to center, hands at your heart. Extend your arms up. Sink your hips low. Inhale, lift your chest, make a crescent moon shape with your body. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower, and flow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. We have that on one more side, and then we get into half pigeon. So inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk or lead with your hips to hop forward, half lift. And exhale for forward fold. Feet together. Inhale, sit low, arms up, palms pressed for your thunderbolt. And then stand straight up. Separate your hands, swing your right arm under your left, cross elbows, cross wrists. Now bring your thumbs to your third eye, weight into your heels, and look back to go back. Again, leading with the elbows. There's also a tendency for the weight to come forward in the feet in back bends. Keep it in your heels to counterbalance your hips pressing forward as you send your. Take another inhale to reach back a little further. Slowly rise up. Fingers below your nose. Sit back and sit down. Nice, Hannah. Float your right leg up and over your left. Squeeze high at your inner thighs. And then slowly start to hinge forward. Right elbow touches right thigh. Unravel your arms behind you, palms face down. Keep the eyes focused. Send the right leg behind you for your airplane. And squeezing your back leg really straight and strong, keeping your toes pointing down towards the floor. Now slowly bring your hands to your heart. That's it, Jonathan. Stay with it. And put a deep bend in your left knee and gently land in a high lunge. Good. Now pause here for a moment and figure out how to feel a stretch in the front of your right hip here. You might have to roll right hip forward and up and sink your hips a little bit lower. All right, inhale, twist your chest to the left. And as you exhale, hook right elbow over left thigh and look over your left shoulder. Now, if your right hip drops down towards the floor, it might feel like you're twisting more, but you're not. So pick your right hip up, roll your right ribs under, and fly away or bind if you'd like. Nice, Jonathan. Keep that back leg straight. All right, slowly bring it all back to center. And extend your arms up. The trick here is to keep the back leg straight and strong as you lift your chest and look back to reach back. Good. And then release your hands down. Step back. Lower and flow. Okay, inhale, float your right leg up. Bend your knee and swing it through for your half pigeon. So knee is wider than your shoulder. Toes flex back towards your shin. Square off your hips and lengthen the lower. Kick your left foot down into the mat and reach back through your left big toe as you reach forward with the center of your chest. Slow down your exhales. Yeah, there are so many other things you could be doing right now. It's your practice that needs you right now. It's really hard to have a home practice. Maybe it's not for you guys. I shouldn't put that on you. It's really hard for me too. Because distractions come up, and as soon as I want to indulge in one of them, I can, right? And sometimes we have to do what we have to do. But it's such a beautiful meditative challenge to have this time carved out for yourself and to just choose to take an hour to breathe. And it's a practice of committing fully so that when you do the next thing after this, you can commit fully to that too. Please exhale all your air out. Taking a slow, full inhale. And HA. Slowly walk your hands under your shoulders. Lift your chest and sit a little bit deeper into your hips. Now curl your left toes under, step your right foot back, upper push-up. Then you can either move through a flow or go right back to your down dog. Either way, you'll use your following inhale to lift your left leg up, bend at your knee, and swing it through for a half pigeon. Okay, where is the push and pull? Reach back through your right big toe. Reach forward through your two lowest ribs. So it's not just a shape you make with your body, but a container for an experience. It's like a pot of boiling water. The container stays the same, the content stays the same, but the state of it is shifting, it's moving. And it's empowering because what it implies to me is that no feeling is final, that nothing about you is rigid or absolute, that things move. Exhale, SH. Sweet, deep inhale. And HA. With your eyes closed, hands walk underneath your shoulders, lift your chest. Curl your right toes under, step back for upper push-up. Then either move through your final flow of class or shift your hips back and up into your final downward facing dog of class. Because it is the last one, when you get there, you might move it around again. Kind of like how we did in the very beginning. And also kind of a whole lot different because your body is different now. So what's changed? What's new? Okay, and again, ripple forward into your upper push-up plank position. And this time, simply replace your hands with your elbows for your forearm plank once more. Elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Keep looking at your thumbs. Legs and arms stay strong. Firm belly. Stay with it for 5. Broaden collarbones, stronger legs for 3, 2, Sphinx pose. Drop your hips down to the floor. Squeeze your inner heels together and energetically pull your elbows back towards you to broaden across your chest. Again, we mobilize that sticky middle upper back. Keep your feet kicking down into the floor. Keep your palms where they are. Now gently start to lift your elbows for your seal pose. They might just straighten a little bit, they might straighten a lot. And as you wrap your triceps down, energetically squeeze your thumbs in towards one another. Take an inhale to broaden your chest more. Slowly lower back down to your elbows for your Sphinx. Keep your chest up, sweep your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and pull your hands back to lift your chest higher. Keep your heels squeezing together as you float your legs up as well. You have 5. Push your hips down, lift everything up for 3. Hands up higher, pull them back for 2. And slowly lower down. Left ear to the mat, look to the right, and palms face up by your sides. Big toes touch, heels flop apart. Soften. Bring your chin forward on the mat once more, please. Kick your heels to your butt and grab onto your feet from the outside for a floor bow. Roll your shoulders back. Press your navel down. Inhale, kick up with your legs. Slide your shins up the wall behind you as much as you can. And when you can't kick anymore, arch your chest and look up to your toes above your head. Yes, Sarah, rock that weight more forward. Yeah, now rock it, just like you're trying to get onto your chest. For 3, yes. For 2, kick, 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 kick. And beautiful, slowly lower down. This time, bring your right ear to the mat, look to the left. Again, if it feels like your heart just dropped through the floor, don't chase it. Slow down your exhales and invite it to come back home. Exhale with an SH. Inhale, stretch your back, north, south, east, west. And HA. Bring your chin forward, please. Palms under the shoulders. Push the floor away from you. We'll come into our final back bend of class, Camel Pose. So come to stand up on your knees. Knees 6 inches apart. And hands on your lower back. Draw your shoulders towards each other, elbows down. Pull your belly up and in, lift your chest, and look back to go back. To whatever degree you can, where you are really stretching the whole front of your body. Yeah, Julie, really nice. If you see the floor behind you, you might grab for your heels with fingers on the inside and thumbs on the outside. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to, but please stay. Especially when your mind says, get me out of here. Either stay or go deeper. One more inhale to look back. Hands to lower back, belly into palms to rise up. Hips to heels. Palms face up on your thighs. Close your eyes. Don't fix. Don't fidget. Don't miss it. Exhale your air out. Inhale into the center of your chest. And HA. Gently flutter your eyes open. We'll come into our final few poses here. We'll take a Tadasana here. So get your legs in front of you, but instead of straightening them out, we're gonna take like a long butterfly pose. So feet together, long diamond shape here. And you'll interlace your fingers, release your index, open up your elbows and your palms. Lift your chest up and bow your body forward, hooking your hands over your big toes. Elbows point out to the sides. So from above, you kind of look like a 6-pointed star. Then push heel into heel to open up your knees a little bit more. Yes, Melanie, nice. And as you lengthen back through your tail, draw your shoulders away from your ears and deepen the bend in your elbows, using your biceps to pull. Nice, Kevin. Really nice. With a gentle firmness in your belly, make your way up to seated. And then we'll do an ankle to knee pose. So start with your left shin on the bottom, parallel to the front of your mat, and bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. So it might look a whole lot like this. That's fine. If your feet are flexed, you can actually push down on your right knee, and you should feel the stretch in your hip and not so much on your knee. If you're still not having it and don't feel like you're getting value out of this today, you can always lay on your back and go for your figure four. If you're in your ankle to knee, you might lengthen back through your tail and forward with your chest and bow your body forward. Maybe you bring your elbows in front of your shins and find that Sphinx pose feeling again as you pull your elbows back and your lowest ribs forward. By the way, this is a great modification for half pigeon if you ever feel tender in your knees in that one. Slowly come back up to seated. And before we do the other side, we'll take a twist here. So plant your right foot outside your left knee and bring your left heel by your right butt. Right hand behind you, left arm up, stretch up tall and twist to your right. Hook your elbow over your knee. So we've already stretched the outer hip here. You might be able to push your right butt bone down towards the mat as you lengthen through your left side ribs and twist a little deeper. Good, arch your chest a little bit. Chin more over your right shoulder. Good, really push into that top leg there, Rick. Lift and twist for 3, 2, and change. Bring it back to center. Switch your ankle to knee. So right on the bottom and left on top. Flex your toes hard towards your shins. Maybe you push down on that top knee and lengthen your chest forward. All right, Kevin, we'll see how that looks after teacher training. All right, slowly come back up. And let's take our twist. So plant your left foot outside your right knee and bring your right heel by your left butt. Left hand behind you, right arm up, stretch, and twist. Look over your left shoulder. Right, Sophia, bring your top foot a little bit more forward so your ankle is directly outside your knee there. Yes, now you can twist a little deeper. As you pull your belly in, everything below your navel is twisting a little bit to your right, and everything above your navel is twisting to your left. Nice, Amita. Lift a little taller and twist and twist and twist. Good, drop back to center. You can take a 1 breath counter twist. And then this is a really important pose. Just lie flat on your back. Legs open up as wide as the mat. Palms face up to the ceiling. Eyes closed. Practice this pose as fully as you practice every other pose. There is awareness, there is intention of feeling your weight on your mat and feeling the earth hold you back up. Thank you so much for your work, your spirit, your practice. You probably know we're donation-based. I'll send the information for that in the chat box, as well as my Instagram handle if you're doing the fellowship or if you just want to connect via social media as well. These Zoom classes have been such a beautiful way to broaden the Yoga to People community, to link it all together coast to coast and all over the world, which is a really exciting thing about our upcoming teacher training that starts next week. So ask me any questions about that afterwards. For now, I will leave you with a quote. We'll take a collective breath. And then you're welcome to linger here as long as you'd like. But I will invite you out of it after the breath. Today's quote is by Charles Bukowski. He said, "What matters most is how well we walk through fire." Please exhale all your air out. Let it a sweet, full inhale light you up. H-A. And you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to come out of it, you can slowly start to roll over to one side and make your way up to seated. I leave it on mute so that there's not a lot of like background noise going on. That tends to happen when we unmute everyone. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions or anything, or you can type in the chat box. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.